I need new music.
Discover new music now.
It's Discover New Music here on JJO and bringing us new, highly anticipated music. Neal and Royal Bliss, can you share with us with the new album anything, title, release? Give us something, man. We're chomping at the bit here.
The album is called Survival, which was kind of based off the Black Rhino single that came out. That was originally going to be called Survival, but then we just liked the sound of Black Rhino, and we built a motorcycle called Black Rhino. And so we decided that the album should be called Survival just because that's what we are. We are a band that has survived for 25 years in the rock industry. And, you know, I think it's also like the main song on that is that through music, we have been able to evolve and keep things going. And I believe that, you know, rock and roll is going to survive. Everybody says it's dead, but it's thriving in so many different parts of the world. And I think now more than ever, the world needs some good old rock and roll to bring people together. So that's what this album kind of is. There's a lot of anthemic songs on here. There's a song called We Rise, which is about, you know, bringing people together, and Chasing Stars, which is about just getting out and seeing the world and not worrying about all the nonsense that's going on around you. We're so inundated with negative press and negative news and crap like that. But we're a band that gets to travel all over the world and all over the country and see the best side of people, you know, and that's at a rock and roll concert where everybody's there together having a good time. And, you know, it doesn't matter what their beliefs are outside of that room. We all have that one thing in common, and that's the love of rock and roll. Survival
is the new album. We'll talk custom built and Black Rhino motorcycle here in a little bit, but let's talk about that title and kind of what you led into, because you went through a horrific accident, damn near almost died, had to learn to walk again, not to mention reading the laundry list of things the band has gone through, from broken feet, fatherhood, lawsuits, again, your injury, and now Survival. The build up to this and what this band has gone through, how has that affected you guys as a band? More importantly, how's it affected this album?
Well, it was interesting because we wrote the album in 2020. So obviously there was a lot of, you know, the survival context of just us surviving as a species, you know, at that point. And, you know, like going into supermarkets and seeing everything just ripped off the shelves. I mean, it was really weird, as I'm sure you know. But, you know, through our career, we have like seen so many bumps in the roads and roadblocks that we've had to break through. And it's always the music that has held us together. And, you know, the evolution that has happened in the music industry over the past 25 years is nuts, you know, going from CDs to the digital to now it's like all about, you know, streaming and the social media sites, trying to stay relevant. And so now with this album, I think, you know, there's some stories there for the kids, you know, my kids, like we're all, you know, parents now of older children, not old children, but youngsters and teenagers. And I want that message to, you know, come through with them, that life's not easy. It's hard and there's a struggle, and no matter what industry you go in. But, you know, I think these songs kind of tell our story of we're going to come together. We're going to make it through this, whether it's the whole observation of humanity making it through it or just us as a band. And for us, a lot of these lyrics is us as a band coming together and not letting 2020 break us and continue, because we are independent. We are, you know, we don't have a big label behind us with a bunch of money. We strictly survive off of our fans. So while we're writing these songs, you know, it's kind of like a thank you to them too, where, you know, songs like Never, we're never going to give up. And Medication was a huge one on this album. And that's music is our medication. And that was our music video was kind of that too, where we were in an insane asylum in the video. And that's part of the concept of us breaking out so we could get to our instruments and be able to, you know, play music.
Do you maybe have a favorite track on there? Something that really, man, it's like, God, when I hear this song, even though I'm sure you love them all.
It's tough. There's two that I really love. There's a song called Chasing Stars that I really like. It's kind of like an anthem to, you know, kids in the younger generation, which is about just doing that, go out and chasing stars and not chasing the money and not worrying about death and being focused on all that, but just focusing on living and experiencing the things that are in the world. And then there's a song called Burn It Down that I just absolutely love, but I won't go into detail on that. It'll piss some people off.
Hey, it wouldn't be rock and roll if we didn't do a little bit of that, am I right? So
yeah, right.
I love it.
Discover new music now on the homepage of WJJO.com, in the JJO app, or wherever you get your podcasts.
I need new music.
Going back to your very first statement, or when we first got started, you guys built a custom Black Rhino motorcycle. What's that about? Are we going to see that up on stage or something?
No, the whole plan was to release the album in 2020 or 2021. And so we built a motorcycle around it during that time frame because we had time with Cooney's Customs out of Salt Lake that we've worked with. We've actually built 2 Royal Bliss bikes. And then we raffled it off. Every person that bought merchandise or donated to the cause got a chance to win that motorcycle. So we actually gave it away in 2021 to one of our big fans that had put in money for hoodies. I think he bought 2 hoodies or something like that. And he won the motorcycle. So, I mean, it was evaluated at about $46,000.
Damn.
And it was amazing. It was so beautiful. I rode it around Sturgis, and when we were up there playing, fell in love with it there. I rode it around Salt Lake a little bit, and it lived in my garage where I kept it clean and would hug it every once in a while.
Well, congrats to that lucky person who got a custom one-of-a-kind Royal Bliss bike. You don't get that every single day. And we cannot wait. April 7th, Survival Royal Bliss. It's going to be there. Mark it on your calendars. We are in for a treat. Before I let you go, let's do a quick round of rapid fire. I do this with everyone. There's no wrong answers. You just go with your gut, and we'll go from there. All right, let's kick it off easy. More drums, bass, guitar, or vocals in the monitor?
Vocals.
I figured you were going to say that. Singers always say that. Flintstone, Orange Push Pop, or Choco Taco?
Ooh, Choco Taco.
That's a tough one. That throws a lot of people. Would you rather have soaked jeans or damp socks?
Oh, man, that's a rough one.
Mm-hmm.
Soaked jeans.
Ooh.
I hate wet socks.
There's no good way either way. It's not a good answer.
Yeah.
Would you rather see Bigfoot or the Loch Ness Monster?
Bigfoot.
You know what I just learned too, real quick, about Loch Ness? I just found this out. Apparently, scholars believe that Loch Ness was actually just a whale's penis. Like when a whale, sometimes what they'll do is they'll breach the water, and it was just the whale's penis that was hanging out like that.
Good for whatever whale that was, man. Good on him.
I know. I'm going to say like I'm hung like a whale from here on out. Yeah, that's what I'm going to say.
He could live that way forever and be like, oh yeah, they thought I was a monster. He's a legend in the whale world.
Is it the ladies? Oh my God, he's the Loch Ness guy. Oh my God. Last one. Would you rather fight 1 horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? Any horse breed. You can pick the breed.
1 horse-sized duck or how many tiny?
100 duck-sized horses.
100 duck-sized horses.
Okay. What breed of horse?
What breed of horse?
Are you a horse guy? Do you know?
Shetland pony horses.
Look, you found it.
I just stomp on them all.
You found the right answer. Just a bunch of Shetland pony horse ducks or whatever they are. That was brilliant.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Neal, thank you so much for the time. Everyone, again, Survival coming out April 7th from Royal Bliss. Go get it. And I'm sure we're going to be seeing more from the Road Warriors that are Royal Bliss. Again, Neal, thank you so much for the time. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it much, man.
This is the JJO Discover New Music Podcast. Listen, rate, share, subscribe. Discover new music now at WJJO.com, in the JJO app, or wherever you get your podcasts. 94.1 JJO.